So my name's Charles, this is Ellen. We've got a 1-year-old daughter and we've got twins on the way. Ellen is currently 24 weeks pregnant. We're heading to the Women's and Children's Hospital for our 24-week growth scan. So guys, we've just finished our scan and we've just finished up with MFM, talking to one of the doctors about our test results. So today was our 24-week growth scan, and in that scan they're looking at things like the circumference of the head and the abdomen. They were also looking at the blood flow from the umbilical cord, in the heart, and also in the brain. They were also looking at some organs. So they're looking at the bladder, they're looking at the kidneys, and the stomach, and of course also the hearts. They're also measuring the size of the femur. They were also measuring the amniotic fluid. They were looking at the deepest pool to just get a measurement of that, see how much amniotic fluid are in each sac. They were looking at the membrane separating the two sacs. And they're also looking at the placenta, just having a look at that, seeing if that was still alright. So from the scan, we were able to see the weight of the babies. So at this stage of gestation, 24 weeks, we want the babies to be roughly around 700 grams. At the moment, twin A is 694 and twin B is 713 grams, which is really good. I mean, that's a variance of 19 grams.
So that means that they're on the higher end of where they're supposed to be for their gestational age. They're growing really well. So when we were waiting for the doctor, the midwife came out and just started talking to me about some of the upcoming tests.
She was lovely.
She was really good, actually. Part of this pregnancy, every time I go in there, everything's focused on the twins, which we're happy with, but it was the first time that it felt like my last pregnancy, where it was talking to a midwife and, you know, how am I going, what's going on, what do I need to be doing. So we've organised, we've been given the form to organise the glucose tolerance test, which I'll do at 28 weeks. I'm also a negative blood group, so I have to have a needle and anti-D needle at 28 and 34 weeks. But those questions like, because I have it at 28 weeks and there's the potential that I could have the babies before 34 weeks, asking questions like what happens in those situations. Also, there's the Group B strep test, which is done at 36 weeks. And obviously that's not going to happen for me, so just speaking to her about that, and she said that they treat all premature deliveries as if though I am infected, and so I will be given the antibiotics just in case, and I will be given the anti-D just in case, but you know, everything should be fine, so they're well prepared for those situations. And she also talked about the neonatal.
So in about 4 weeks she's going to book an appointment with us just to go in there and meet some of the doctors in there, but then also have a tour and just sort of see where our babies will be staying when they go, because all premature babies will go to the
nursery. Depending on the severity of the situation, there's different levels of nursery. NICU being the most serious, and then there's 3 nurseries under that. But the tour will also, they will show us babies. So if there's a baby, if I'm say 28 weeks pregnant or 30 weeks pregnant, they'll try and show us a baby that is close to that, just to see, that they're doing well. We're feeling a lot better, I think, about the fact that they will be premature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of complications, but a lot of it is just them looking after our babies.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily in dire straits. They just
need a little bit extra care. And, if the babies come really early, they could be in there for 4, 5, 6 weeks, all the way up until they're 40 weeks, potentially. So, the ICU and stuff like that will be our second home up until that period. So, we're going to be spending a lot of time there, talking to a lot of doctors and midwives and nurses and stuff, and, just getting to know the place very well. So for us, I think, well, for me anyway, that was really comforting to know that we'll be able to have a tour and meet some people and then have a bit of an idea what's happening before labour.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then we've got to figure out, when and how, we leave for Melbourne. And then the second part of the journey starts with the heart surgery. So,
it's all starting to go ahead. Like today they took the 28-week and the 32-week scan, and the babies could come anytime from then. So
So 24 weeks, the babies are viable. So from if we had to give birth tomorrow, or if you had to give birth tomorrow, the babies are viable, and they'd have a fighting chance of survival.
I think it's something along the lines of 44% is what I read, but I think it's more that they'll medically intervene a lot more, and that's good. It's not something we really had to think about with Emily, but it's a big deal in a twin pregnancy, a high-risk pregnancy. It's also the beginning of my last trimester of pregnancy, so we aren't going to 12 weeks and we'll have our babies at the most, and so it's really important that we try and enjoy it. We're organising a baby shower with my sister and my mama, and that's not something we had planned to do, but we feel like celebrating. And after the babies are born, we might not be able to see a lot of people for a while we're tending to them and keeping them healthy, so it's nice to celebrate them.
Just be shut-ins.
And this will be our last pregnancy, so we need to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So something that has only recently come to our attention is the potential that I may not be going back to work
straight away.
As soon as I had kind of planned. I guess we had planned that I would go back in January or thereabouts. Babies would be about 6 months old. I'd only go back part-time, but we're now having to consider the fact that if the babies are unwell, if there's complications with twin B or even twin A, that I may just be staying home for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So that's something that we got to start thinking about now. If we need to start planning stuff. For the moment, we're already, living off my wage and just sort of getting used to that. But if something happens that Ellen has to, not go back to work, then we'll be prepared for that as well.
Yeah. We just want to, whatever we have to do to make sure the babies are okay. We're not going to put them in childcare or anything that will risk their immune systems. So
until they're 100%. Yeah.
So I think it's definitely better to be prepared now so that it's not so overwhelming or so stressful later. Any time I get to spend with my children is just so precious, and I enjoy it even when Emily's driving me crazy. So
having the biggest tantrum, just doesn't want to get in the car or doesn't want to give you.
Or you gave her the wrong hat.
Or the hat's wet on the line and it's still drying and she still wants it. But we really got to treasure those moments, because we won't get them back.
And that's the thing, is this definitely makes us realise that life isn't planned, and things like this happen, and you should enjoy being with your family. And I think that's going to change how we are as parents.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to try and make the most of our time with our kids, and we plan on travelling and doing things and having experiences over having items.
Yeah. Don't let what's happening with, Twin B's heart stop Twin B or stopping us from living life and enjoying it, because you never know when something like this would come along and just completely flip your world upside down. And we're just going to make the most of it as best we can. We know there's going to be some restrictions. We know that there's going to be a lot of challenges coming ahead, but together we can overcome anything. We're a strong family unit, and we've got some great support with us, and we just want to make the most of all of our experiences with our family. So that's the main thing at the moment. Alright, so some of the updates. So now we'll look at Ellen's baby bump. So how big are the babies now?
One says they're as long as an ear of corn.
An ear of corn?
An ear of corn. One says,
where did an ear of corn come from? I thought it was a cob of corn.
I don't know. And this one said they're as big as a cheesy fries or something from Mean Girls. I don't know. It's still crap. But they're about 30 centimetres.
Okay, 30 centimetres. Wow, 30 centimetres. That's crazy. I'm sure we better get those screenshots and throw them up on the screen for you.
I would like to point out though, with our twins, their heads are measuring, in the 90th percentile. They're bigger.
Quite large.
The abdomen, same thing, measuring big ahead, but the femur, the leg bone, is measuring on track. So they're not behind, but they're gonna be little shorties.
I think I get that from my dad.
Emily has been unwell.
Yeah, she's been really unwell.
Which is not something we've had to really experience. Like, she's had little bouts of illness, but this was pretty full on. She had high fevers for 4 days, and we ended up going to the emergency department.
Well, we went to the doctors how many times? 3 times?
Twice. And then it wasn't budging, and so I ended up taking her to the emergency department. She still had a high temperature. They did chest x-rays and abdomen x-rays and nasal swabs and stool and urine. They could not find why she had a temperature, but her breathing was really rapid, and that was their concern. That
she's had a cough for
like a month.
Yeah,
it's been a while. She's it's night and day though. She's so much better, so much happier. Tooth's coming through, which is causing a bit of havoc. But otherwise she's doing so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just talking so much.
Yeah.
Things she said.
But not only that, also understanding us a lot more. So, if you said, can you pass Daddy's phone? She knows what you're talking about. Do you want to have a shower? She starts undressing. Do you want your bot? She knows that, she can have a bottle and go to sleep. And just more aware of...
She knows where the fruit is, runs to it. Even she can't see
on the counter.
There's things in the way.
She wants banana, or she wants apple.
Everything's apple, even if it's a nectarine.
Pear. It's just a round fruit, is an apple.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's a pear, that's a nectarine.
And she just sings all the time. Like, we'll be watching TV, like something that Charles and I are watching, and I can hear her singing her ABCs, and I just think that's so sweet that that's what she's thinking about.
Yeah. And even doing the hand signals to Twiggy to a Little Star or Itsy Bitsy Spider, we start singing it. She starts doing stuff with her hands, and she's not getting it right, but she knows the near enough movements, which is good. She's picking stuff up, she's learning, she's taking it in, and that's really good to see. Alright guys, I think we'll end the vlog there. So if you're pregnant with twins, if you have twins, or you're just interested to see what we have going on, look out for the next video. Better yet, subscribe. If you want to donate to Heart Kids, we'll have the link in the description below. And have a good one. See you later. Damn, I don't know what to say after that. Enjoy!